Today, we're uncovering a few crucial skills that I believe every adventure documentary filmmaker needs in order to succeed. Now, these are not your typical filmmaking skills that you hear about on YouTube, but rather underrated behind-the-scenes abilities that make a real difference out in the field. It's been a while since I made a YouTube video. Okay, if you're new here, my name is Jakub and I'm an adventure documentary filmmaker and cinematographer. And over the past year, I had the incredible opportunity to work in some pretty remote locations, such as jungles of Congo, local villages in Borneo, UNESCO heritage sites in Jordan and Philippines, or alpine peaks in France. Through all of these productions, I learned a few valuable lessons. And in my opinion, these lessons can drastically increase the success of your projects, especially while filming in already difficult conditions. Sometimes I've learned these through my own mistakes and sometimes through other more experienced members of the productions. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you will have a whole new set of skills and abilities that will help you on your next adventure production. So the first ability is physical fitness. Physical fitness is extremely important, especially on adventure productions, because you will be navigating a whole array of different terrains, which can be physically pretty demanding. Now, you don't have to be a professional athlete in order to be an adventure filmmaker, but you should definitely have a decent level of endurance, so you should be able to walk long distances and walk long distances with your backpack, which, as we all know, can sometimes get pretty heavy. So, endurance in terms of walking, being able to carry your own equipment, and at the same time being able to film, because you might be in environments where you don't have an assistant. Now, apart from that, you should also have a good body awareness. What I mean by that is you should be very familiar with how your body reacts and how you control it. I've been on productions where you're walking on thin ledges of rock massive, or you're crossing a river on a fallen tree. In moments like these, you really want to make sure that you can rely on your body dynamics and you don't put your equipment and health in risk. Now, sports or activities that can really help you with your body awareness is yoga, gymnastics, acrobatics, and climbing. So make sure that if you want to be a part of adventure productions, your fitness is overall on a good level and you know how to control your body. The next ability is risk assessment and risk management. Sometimes this will be a producer job, but oftentimes it might be you as someone who's putting the project together, who's responsible for risk assessment. Now, if you're filming in difficult environments, in jungles or in high mountains, you really need to know how to assess the risk and how to manage it so that the whole team and the whole production is as safe as possible. This is best done through planning and through experience. So if you don't have the experience, ideally bring on board someone who does have it. Together with this also comes the team selection, and this is extremely important part of risk assessment. I did the mistake in the past that I brought on people who's never traveled into a third world country or who's never hiked through a jungle. And I can tell you, I wouldn't do it again unless I have a reference from someone else who worked with that person. So be very selective with your team, because by choosing the wrong members for the adventure production, you are putting your production at risk, you're putting your team members at risk, and you're putting, the success of the whole project at risk. So really, my philosophy right now is I either bring on people that I've worked with in the past or people that have a proven experience of working in the environment or in similar environments that the production will be happening in. All right, the ability or the skill number 3 is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
The storm is incredible.
On these types of productions, you never know where you will be staying. The standard of the places that you will be staying might be either very low, or you might be staying in weather conditions that are not ideal. You might be sleeping in the jungle in the middle of a tropical storm, and this might go on for days. Or you might be filming in high alpine environments where it gets really cold and you can really only take your gloves off for a few seconds before your fingers start freezing. So you kind of have to learn how to accept these conditions and don't let them affect your performance. The way to go about this, or at least for me, is grace. Because every experience that I go through, whether that's staying in a 5-star hotel or staying in the most remote, super basic hotel somewhere in Congo, I try to be grateful for those experiences and I try to be present in those moments. I try not to compare them, and that way I can basically get into a mindset where no matter the situation, I can find excitement in it and enjoyment in it. Sure, if you will be staying in the jungle for 2 weeks and it will be raining every day, you're probably not going to be enjoying it. But a few days at a time is something that everyone who wants to be in the adventure filmmaking space should learn to accept and learn to be comfortable with. And the more comfortable you can become with being uncomfortable, the better you will perform in these situations, which will translate into the footage and into the success of the film. The next underrated skill or ability is the ability to adapt and to react to whatever is happening in front of you. Because in documentary filmmaking, and especially in adventure documentary filmmaking, even if you do meticulous planning, and it is important to do that planning, things will go the other way. I've had these experiences many times, especially in Africa. I don't know why it's always in Africa, but it's like that no matter the plan, things just go the other way. And so in situations like these, you have two options. You either get this situation to ruin your mood and to affect the creative, or you adapt. In my opinion, being able to adapt is the better choice because it will teach you how to make the most out of the current situation or out of the situation that has changed. Of course, this is not a thing that you learn by studying. This is a thing that you learn by doing. And so the more you expose yourself to situations that are unpredictable, the more you will learn to adapt, the more you will learn to react in the moment and get the best out of it. So be open to new experiences and be open to pivot if you need to. And the last ability is the ability to stay calm. This is extremely important in any situation or any high-stress environment. And as I said before, adventure filmmaking is usually like that. So if you learn how to stay calm in situations that are not as you planned, you will be able to make clearer decisions, you will be able to take better directions, and you will make sure that the overall success rate of the project will increase. Now, staying calm will also project on your team members. I'm sure you've been in a situation or you've been around a person that is super anxious and super nervous, and that energy then transfers to you. The opposite is true for if you're around people that are calm. So being calm is also a trait of a good leader, and through that calmness you can then help your team succeed or help your team navigate the difficult situation, which in my opinion is a skill that is priceless. The way you can practice calmness is through meditation, through again being present and through taking things as they come to you and really dealing with them in the present moment. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you will be in situations where you need to, speed up things or you need to make decisions really quick. Yet you can make these decisions and you can react quickly with a calm mind and calm presence. So that's it for the underrated filmmaking skills. And I'm curious to hear from you what other skills you found are underrated and other people should know about. Let me know down in the comment section. On another note, if you've been here for a while, you might have noticed that I haven't been very active the past few months, and the reason was simple. I wasn't really happy with the YouTube content that I was putting out, and I also needed some time to focus on production work. But I took the time to realign, to really think about what is it that I want to share with you. And I'm happy to say that from now on, I'll be again posting regularly, and you can look forward for some really interesting filmmaking adventures around Indonesia. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.